What's going on, everyone? New World Order Survival Guy here. Today is a topic that every prepper and survivalist should do. It's about prepping for seeds and your garden. Let's get into this. First, we're going to get in to talking about heirloom. All your seeds must be heirloom if you want to keep a garden going and have fruits and vegetables forever. So, heirloom, like for instance, heirloom tomatoes, they produce seeds. Unlike the more common hybrid tomatoes you find in the supermarkets, heirlooms are open pollinated, which means they can reproduce seeds that will grow true to the type. Because the ones in the grocery stores, they're not going to grow at all, and if they do, it's going to be stunted. And then if you do get a little tiny tomato off it or something like that, they're not going to reproduce in the future, because they're genetically modified. They're genetically modified not to grow. So most of these, all of these, they're grown to resist bugs and disease and stuff like that. But at the same time, it takes away the nutrients and flavor and stuff like that. So, heirloom gives you the same delicious, unique tomato year after year. And that goes with the other fruits and vegetables that are heirloom, non-GMO, non-hybrid. Now, the challenges with heirlooms, they can be a bit more subject or susceptible to pests and diseases, like I was saying, due to their lack of genetic modification. But regular care, and organic practices can help keep your plants healthy. And I'll get into some of them practices here just shortly. There are all kinds of these tomatoes. I'm referencing tomatoes right now, but this has to do with all heirloom vegetables. They may be kind of ugly or whatever, but man, they pack flavor and all the nutrients that they started from hundreds of years ago. These heirlooms got passed down from generation to generation over hundreds of years. These are the original tomatoes. Ones you get in the grocery store, like I said again, they're pretty, but they're genetically modified for various of reasons. So it is so important to get these heirlooms. It goes with carrots, and I mean, look at the size of these, man. Look how meaty that looks. Super nutritious and delicious. Everyone needs a seed bank. Even if you can't plant them right away, that is the key to future generations of having fruits and vegetables. Because once the United Nations takes over, they're not gonna, you're gonna eat what's available to you, what you're given. Now, like for instance, these heirloom tomatoes, they produce about approximately 50 to 150 seeds per tomato. Okay, now the ones in the grocery store ain't going to produce crap unless it's some stunted, nasty thing. These will produce. So one tomato, you can gather 50 to 150, depends on the size of the tomato and the variety, more seeds. So you can sustain yourself and collect the seeds, and you can barter, and you can grow and grow and grow. It's not going to affect the quality the more you grow it, because that's how these were created in the first place, over generation and generation. Very important. So I would say, I mean, because you can buy these in bulk. You can absolutely buy these tomato seeds or any of these seeds in bulk. You can go on eBay or Amazon and you can buy the heirloom, or you can go direct to farmers' websites that sell and produce these seeds, distribute them. Absolutely crucial to your survival and prepping stash. Get them in bulk, get them one at a time, or, like carrots, you get 100,000 carrot seeds. And then go to like tomatoes and potato. That's the way I did it. And my goal is to get or have a 1 million heirloom seed bank. I got a little ways to go yet, but I'm on my way with that. Extremely crucial. Worry about the other stuff later, because they are trying to rid all seeds for citizens to sit there and buy. They want everything GMOs. I mean, look at how they close down non-GMO farmers and the raw milk with the Amish. I mean, they don't want nothing healthy for you. They deemed seeds unfit and unessential when the COVID crap came out back a few years ago. They wouldn't let you buy it. But then again, they wouldn't allow people in grocery stores unless you had the orange juice. Keep that in consideration. Everybody needs seeds. Now, let's see. Well, there's just so much to talk about. Okay, so not just the seeds. You need to really do your homework to find out which ones are right for you. Like I was saying the other night, it's best to find out which one is most nutrient packed of the different varieties of fruits and vegetables. I mean, these seeds will last for very, very long time. Very long time. As long as you keep these seeds in some little Mylar baggies. These are very helpful. You could buy these in bulk, depending on what size you. I mean, you can buy all these in bulk, and then I'd stick them in these and label them, and then put them in a food grade bucket. Last a very, very outlast your lifetime. People say, oh, they only last a few years, and said no, because these things get passed down, man. They find seeds that the fruits or vegetables that thought to be extinct hundreds of years ago, but they're finding these seeds, and then they plant them, and they're still good, and they're not even in Mylar bags. So Very important. Have your seed bank. Have your seed bank. Then we get to gardening. You need kale. You need spinach. You need carrots, potatoes, onion, whatever you think that you guys would like, your family, you and your family, or your crew, whatever, would like the most nutritious, get it. They're cheap, man. You find the right spots. You look at the germination rate. You know your climate. It is pretty crucial to have that. Um, Check out your grow zone where you are located in the United States, and then buy the seeds for your fruits and vegetables accordingly. I will come back to this. I'm not going to go over every specific one or anything like that. It's just you Google it, you find out where you're at. That's all it is. So, gardening is very important. You want to talk about long time sustainability. Great for bartering. You could, see how they have like this little tree branch for fencing. Kind of hide shit. Kind of keeps the deer out and stuff like that. You may need something like that. You may plant some plants in the middle of nowhere. Maybe not on your property. Maybe it is on your property. You got planted everywhere. That's why you buy these in bulk, and you can spread it out, and just in case something happens to it. Just in case your garden gets breached by an animal or invaders that want to come over and steal your stuff. You protect that accordingly also. There's many varieties, and they all have heirloom. That's what you have to have. Because otherwise you're wasting your time buying these regular hybrid seeds. Because once those seeds are up, what are you going to do? And you want as much nutrients in your body as possible. So, you come down to starting your seeds. Very crucial to know how to start your seeds. Now, you want to start these indoors in a warm environment. And with seeds, you're not going to have like regular dirt. It's not good to start them in regular dirt most of the time. It's best to start them in like perlite, peat moss, coconut husk, vermiculite, pumice. Everybody has their preference, but there's really no nutrients in it. It just aerates it, and like the husk and pumice and peat moss, it just keeps it moist. It absorbs the water. And so, because your seeds have enough nutrition, the shell of it, it produces all the nutrients that seed needs to grow. So, keep that in mind. These bags of peat moss is cheap. Perlite and stuff is cheap. You get to the coconut husk and stuff like that. Pumice, maybe a little more, but it's all relatively cheap. You need to know how to grow, because it's basically a lost or disintegrating trait to learn. More and more of these farmers and stuff, farmlands, are losing it to these government, into Bill Gates and stuff like that, and a lot of these commercial companies. It is so crucial to keep this knowledge alive. Keep these seeds alive, because they are trying to get rid of these seeds. So, little by little, it's already happened. But get them while you can, because when shit hits the fan, you're not going to be able to order stuff anyways. And they're putting a lot of these farmers and a lot of these independent growers out of business daily. It is so crucial to learn how to do this. There's so many little tricks of the trade. I've been doing this for many years. It's best, if you don't really know anything about it, to get a couple books on it or do some research. It's pretty common sense. There's a lot of live and learn type deals. Main thing is to get some of these seed starting thing. It comes in pretty big bags, so you can do a shitload of them. Store up chunk of bags, and just put it in your shed or something. Very, very important to have in your survival stash. Next thing, well, see, this is, here you go, with some peat moss, and perlite. Perlite, I guess, is they say something like volcanic stuff. It's like styrofoam. It's like little balls of styrofoam or something. It kind of aerates and loosens, keeps the peat moss and stuff loose. There's a peat moss and humus and stuff like that. They kind of just retain the water, so it continually feeds that seed so it doesn't dry out. So it's cheap. This is cheap stuff. See, the perlite, made from heat treated volcanic glass, aerates soil, helps retain moisture, and aids in drainage. I mean, on top of getting canned food, frozen food, dehydrated food, hunting, freeze-dried food, this is a secure food for your family, for the future. Like I say, you may not be able to do it right away, but you'll have it. Because this is definitely long term. You could use wood fiber, rock wool, like cocoa peat, which is the husk, perlite, peat moss, and there's others too. This is just the most cheapest, ready available type that you can get offhand. Next thing to consider, especially if you're out and about, greenhouses. Greenhouses are so important to keeping them seeds at a warmer temperature, especially in the winter. I know greenhouses can get very expensive, but there is cheaper alternative. I believe this one's under $100. I seen it online. So But they can definitely get up in price. But it keeps your seeds and the plants, the seedlings protected, keeps them warm. Maybe in the heat of the winter, you have to put some sort of something to keep it a little warmer inside and keep it from freezing. Um, it's the variations is just so much that I can't just sit there and go over every single element of the stuff. But there's many types. You can get a roll of this plastic of different thicknesses and stuff like that. I mean, and just use materials that's found. I mean, you can make it. You can get it with glass. You can get it with all sorts of stuff. You just need to keep those seeds and soil and those seeds warm, because otherwise it will die. All right. So next thing I want to get into is composting. Composting. You can take the leftover fruits and vegetables, let it compost down. You will have such rich nutrient packed soil. You can add dirt, or you can use these scraps to feed your chickens. They absolutely love it, and in return produce healthy chicken or eggs. Or you can do both. But then you can use the chicken crap, which is hot fertilizer. So you have to let that settle for a few weeks before you can actively use it in your compost in your garden. But if you're having a compost that's going to sit for some months, you add some dirt, you add these fruits and vegetables, you add the chicken crap. See, yeah, chicken fertilizer is hot. It's not readily available to use right away. It has to tamper down, unlike rabbits and deer and horse and cow and stuff, where you can use it pretty much right away and mix it into your garden. There's a Mylar bags again. So it's just super important to have a garden to help sustain your family. You don't really see many people on YouTube talking about this unless they're just straight up garden people. But for the average survivors and preppers, they're not really getting into this. But it's absolutely crucial, man. You can literally sustain yourself off this garden. I mean, you grow peanuts. Don't forget about fruit trees and berries. Get all these root vegetables that grow underground that can sustain them cold weather. There's just so much to that, man. You're not going to want to forage unless you have to. So, you gather mulch and leaves and stuff, add them to your compost. You can easily make a huge compost pile and let it just decompose and do what it does to go ahead and make that useful to the growers. Then you got to worry about bugs. If you were to grow a garden ahead of time, you might want to consider adding some organic natural plants that's great for your garden that rids bugs and keeps bugs and stuff like that at bay. You got lavender, you got rosemary, basil, marigolds, nasturtium. Have it near and entwined with all your garden plants to keep them bugs away from eating at your garden. You may want to consider ordering. That's right, you can order these ladybugs. You can do it by the hundreds, or you can buy them by the thousands, and they'll ship them right to your front door. Ladybugs, praying mantis. There's different variations of beetles and all these other insects that do not harm your garden but kill the aphids and their larvae, and it keeps all the tomato bugs, and they'll kill it. So they are great for your garden, to protect your garden and eat these bad bugs that destroy your garden. Another thing you might want to plant is like cinnamon. You can get just various of organic stuff that keep your garden safe from pests. So yeah, there's a lot to take in for it, but you definitely want to consider getting this stuff, getting seeds. Have a seed bank for your family. Like I said, it is excellent for bartering, or if you grow it to trade for other food or something like that. Some fresh fruits and vegetables. I mean, your body needs it. And people will give you high quality other food or something of that sort that you will need and use as a trade-off for some fresh fruits and vegetables. So, like I said, the UN in the New World Order is changing this food industry, and it's not for our benefit. It's not for the good. So, yeah, that's about it, man. I just wanted to go over that deal with everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment if you have any other suggestions or anything to throw in with this. It's something that everybody needs to think about. I mean, you got scurvy, you got all kinds of other diseases. If you don't get the right nutrients in your body, and when shit hits the fan, where are you going to get your nutrients from? The grocery stores they're not going to be open. They're going to be ransacked and gone through, and you never know what's going to happen. Like I said, these will last generations, these seeds, as long as you keep them in like Mylar bags and food grade containers. I guess each one's type of seeds are kind of different, but some may need oxygen absorbers or moisture absorbers, and you can sustain yourself, or this will severely help sustain yourself and your family for a very long time. All right, everybody, that's all I got for this episode of Prepping for Survival Seeds and Garden. New World Order Survival Guy here. Please like, share, subscribe. Have a good night. Catch you on the next one.